Hey guys, Shadow X here. I'm doing something interesting, something different. I am going to be doing toy reviews because I have a bunch of fucking toys and I want to play with them again, but I also want to make content because my little pool of awesome content has been drying up. So I'm going to do 3 of the Legends class Combiner Wars figures. This is, in order of left to right, Huffer, Wreck-Gar, love you Wreck-Gar, and Shockwave. I will suck your dick, Shockwave. Anyways, all these figures are Legends class, which means, well, in terms of Combiner Wars at least, they either A, don't do anything and are just a really small figure meant to be cheaper and played with by kids, like everything is, or they can link up with certain figures. Wreck-Gar come from a mold that is meant to be used with, like, Defensor, those kinds of sets. Shockwave is a gun that you can use for the Bruticus set because Bruticus doesn't have the same kind of pegs that you would use for Wreck-Gar. So I'm going to do these one at a time. First, let's move my baby boys over here to the side, and we're going to take a look at Huffer. Now, Huffer is as far as I know, a retool of a Legends class Optimus Prime mold. He's modeled in blue, wonderful paint, nice little sticker. Looking at him now, there is a backpack, but that is fully okay. It's a small backpack. You can see wonderful amount of detail, sculpting, painting, and paneling. Let's get on to his posability here. He does not have a ball joint. He does have a swivel, though. It's a good swivel. It's nice and tight. The shoulders are on a ball joint, and at the elbow it is also a ball joint. Wrists are molded in do not move. You can click these shoulder pads that you don't need to. It's a transformation thing. The waist kind of has a swivel. It's more of an ab kind of swivel. It's honestly strange in its own right. The hips are at a ball joint, kick out that far, and can kick back that far. Then you have a ball joint at the knee, wonderful rotation from that ball joint. There is no ankle articulation. There typically isn't in these figures, but they did mold in angled feet. He stands perfectly well. Nothing feels very loose, and I have had this figure for a little while. His only accessory... Oh shit. I don't think this is his gun. I think it is. I hope it is. Pretty sure this is his gun. I have other figures with similar plastic-looking guns. It's just a simple little rifle. Looks like a pistol in my hand, but it's decent in his. Yeah. I'm going to get onto his transformation into his vehicle mode now. One issue with the robot mode is these chest pieces here do not tab in. There is an Autobot symbol there, but I'm assuming this is more meant for a wonderful Optimus Prime gimmick of the Matrix of Leadership. There isn't one in there, and they never fixed it. Now, to start off with the transformation, going to the back, be sure this is down. Now, I'm just going to do this now, because it's easier. Fold the head down. You take these panels here, slide them together, spin the torso around. You're going to take these shoulder pieces, click them both down. They are on like a semi-ratchet. Okay, I'm going to take this piece that was the backpack, tab that in. It's like a little clip almost. Then you're going to fold the shoulders back. These hands will swing around and clip in. Do that on the other side as well. They do tab, I swear. The legs will tab together, and you can just swing those up on that wonderful hinge that could not be used in robot mode. Here's his vehicle mode. Not very bad at all. Honestly, it works. It's a square cab semi-truck. Legs are a bit of robot kibble. It's perfectly fine. Kibble is just essentially the parts from the other mode that stick out. Here's his pistol, tabs into the back of what was once his head. And it's Transformers. It's going to be ridiculous. Putting him off to the side, we're going to go with the wonderful orange bastard that he is, Wreck-Gar. Wreck-Gar, he's his own man. Don't need nobody. He is does have painted parts and stickers. Hard to tell though. There is a wheel here that's like kibble. Sorry, I'm new to trying to do this. I don't have like a stand for my phone. There are the handlebars here, which I think can be used by the right figure. I just don't know what ones because they didn't release any for this line. Now, posability-wise, it's pretty decent. It's a swivel at the head, though his head is fucking tiny. Ball joint at the shoulder, wonderful ball joint. Ball joint at the elbow, it's a very big forearm for his, well, shoot, I can't remember if this is the forearm or this is the forearm. This is very short comparatively, so his elbow is technically his entire arm. Hands are molded in. There is no waist articulation. Ball joint at the hip, swivel. A nice hinge at the knee, look at that. He can kick out that far, like he's SWAT teaming a door. Can also kick back that far. Very beautiful. Then the feet kind of have this wiggle to them for like feet articulation, though there is no ankle pivot, there is mold. Now he stands pretty good, and when I said mold I didn't mean like growing mold. He's fine. Stands pretty well, pretty solid. Did not come with any accessories or weapons. So I took some pieces from another figure that I couldn't give two squirts of piss about, and because of his proportions being really anime-esque with that tiny-ass body, here's a big-ass sword. And these do fit. It did work. Now, this is a heavy piece of equipment, but it does hold up if you're gentle. He also is going to have this pistol from the same figure. It was like a Legends class Age of Extinction Grimlock, if I remember correctly. He does look pretty good with them. I do wish they gave him a weapon, but it's fine. It's perfectly fine. Honestly, I feel like it works. Now I'm going to remove these not weapons that he did not have. Time for the transformation. So, straighten out the head. Start off with this little chest piece here. Fold that up. Then, I do know you want to position the arms like this. I'm going to... There's a way you got to line up the wheels. So there's these tiny tabs. You line them up with the big tabs. And the wheels are free spinning. They did engineer that like that. It is on purpose. Sorry. Got to make sure that worked. Fold up these feet. Up with that ab crunch that you couldn't do before. Oh yeah, this. So these pieces at the shoulder here. You fold it out, and on that little butterfly, you fold it in. It should work if it wants to. It's a bit of a bitch. Gotta, like, position it just right. Butterfly this. And, yeah. This mold is not bad to any degree. I honestly think it's fucking amazing. I love the look of this motorcycle. It does sit on its kickstand, because you have a molded kickstand there. And rolls fairly well. I forgot to grab Huffer and show you how he rolls, because he rolls very good. For a toy, it's pretty good, especially for its size. It even has pegs, and because of the way this peg is molded, why not store the big-ass sword right fucking here? I'm sorry, it's just a really fucking huge sword. I can also put the pistol on the side here. That seems to fit better, but you know what? It's not his gun, so fuck him. Putting him off to the side, putting him this. My favorite Decepticon of all, Shockwave. Now, Shockwave is a pretty good Legends class figure. In terms of kibble, he has literally almost none except for this right here. Everything is sculpted beautifully, minimal paint, which means you don't have to worry about paint being lost with play, and even then, it's durable. Wonderful translucent magenta, I think it is, parts on here. Beautiful dark purple. I love his head sculpt. Look at that. Look at that head sculpt. Yeah, here's the center. Look at that. It's beautiful, don't you think? Wonderful little paint. Now, for posability-wise, it's a ball joint at the head, though he does not have a secure neck spot. Ball joint at the head. Ball joint at the shoulder, and also a hinge, but that is more of a transformation thing. Put that down. It's a little loose, but might be just age. Here is a... Ooh. Ah, I see. It was not that the thinking of. Ball joint at the elbow. Does have a molded gun on here, but also a molded hand. No waist articulation to speak of. Ball joint at the hips. swivel, bend at the knee, some ankle articulation, but that's more of a transformation thing. It does have a molded angle for better posing. Does pose pretty well, though. These ball joints at the hips are a little loose, I gotta say. Oh, that's my dog. But yeah, transformation-wise, I think it's actually my favorite of all. You gotta push his head down. This pulls up this little backpack piece. Fold it out, and it folds back like this. Take his arms, straighten them out, make sure they're straight when you do this, and you just kind of flip them up, and you're supposed to tab it into this, fold this down, because it, just in case. Yeah, and then you hinge them up with that thing I thought was not it. This can flip down to be held by Bruticus, or any other combiner that can take his weight. Fold his legs like, fold his legs, like this, so their shins are facing inwards. Fold up the feet. They are pretty loose. Do not tab in though. And then you fold it up like this. And there's these things at the hips, I think. Yeah, look at that. Oh, fuck. Sorry. I think I'm good. Alright, so what you gotta do is fold them both up and then tab the legs together. Now this creates a wonderful little cruiser mode, but as you can clearly tell from that little targeting reticle, he becomes a fucking gun. Much like the original Shockwave toy, Shockwave and Megatron were one of the rare few who actually became weapons, and they had this case of what was called mass forming, aka they became a lot fucking smaller than they should. It's a fat fucking fly. I need to swat that bitch. Anyways, yeah, the gun mode, pretty solid, pretty good. Honestly holds together amazingly well. I love the color, the way they integrated everything. No robot kibble unless you look down. That's a given. You do come from the back. It is a little empty. You do see these hands. Everything is fine though. It's a wonderful weapon. Works well with a combiner. I will show that off when I eventually decide to do those. I don't have enough for a full combiner though, and that makes me sad. I need one more limb. Just one more limb. Deluxe class Wreck-Gar from Takara Tomy. You'll be mine one day. Anyways, yeah, that was Shockwave, putting him off to the side now. And, yeah, that was my review of those three. All in all, very good figures. I loved them. They were wonderful additions, though I do wish that Huffer over here had more of a use. It's less like having being a weapon or being a retool of a chest piece. He's just standalone. Then again, what is a big thing without a small thing to make it look big? But yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you made it through that video, I'm pretty sure it was boring as shit to watch, more than likely. I don't know how people respond to this type of shit. Anyways, I am going to head off on that wonderful length video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. This has been Shadow X with my toy review because I'm bored as shit. So long, farewell.